What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and for today's WWE news video, holy shit, this is going to be a good one, because in this video I'm going to be talking about NXT planning another Halloween Havoc, WrestleMania potentially having 2 nights again, and by WrestleMania I mean WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, Bad Bunny coming back to WWE? Maybe? Who knows? And this first one that I'm going to be talking about, Asuka injured. So let's talk about that for a second. So I'm sure you guys have been posting all over social media. Ooh, excuse me, tired as fuck. You guys have been wondering why we haven't seen Asuka since Money in the Bank. Well, she had took to Twitter and revealed that she finally has her new teeth. If you guys remember, a little over 6 months ago, Asuka was in a match against Shayna Baszler, and Shayna had kicked Asuka's teeth out, and so she had took to Twitter saying, quote, I finally got my new teeth. It took 6 months since I lost my teeth. And she basically thanked the doctor who did her teeth, and she also posted a photo. If you guys saw her Twitter, she posted a photo with her wearing a arm brace. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know why she has the arm brace, but she hasn't even mentioned anything about it. However, if you guys remember, after Lana, or I guess CJ Perry is her actual name, was released by WWE back in June, Asuka ended up being moved into a tag team with Naomi, but now with Naomi on back on SmackDown, because of the whole the old marriage relationship thing, it appears that Asuka when Asuka returns to Raw, she's gonna become a singles competitor once again. She hasn't said anything about her arm injury, but if she does, I will definitely talk about it on the channel. But I mean it's Asuka. Asuka is one of the best performers that we have on the Raw roster. Obviously, we've got Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, but none of them pale in comparison to Asuka, who has done a whole hell of a lot. She's the longest reigning. She's one of the longest reigning NXT Women's Champions ever, holding the title for what, 500 days? 500 days, which is absolutely incredible. She's a former SmackDown Women's Champion. She's a 2-time Raw Women's Champion, and a two-time tag team champion as well, and a former Money in the Bank winner as well. So those accomplishments, absolutely sparkling, beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. But shoutouts to Asuka. We wish her a speedy recovery. Honestly, I don't know how long she'll be out. With an injury like that, I'd estimate about 5 months. I would estimate about 5 months, because I know that Danny Burch, who just came back who returned to NXT just a couple of weeks ago, he was out for about 5 months with an arm injury. So maybe, who knows? Who knows? It is possible. But that being said, Damian Priest expects Bad Bunny to return. Is Bad Bunny going to return to WWE? Well, it's kind of an interesting question because Damian Priest was in an interview with BT Sport. No copyrights here. You guys know how this works. No copyrights here. No copyrights. But he took to BT Sport and basically and said quote, I 100% believe there's no shot he doesn't come back. He had so much fun and he loves this business so much. If it works out again, that's what happened. That's what happened. It was perfect timing for him to where he could dedicate himself to this. He moved to Orlando to train and took this extremely seriously. Time permitting, if he can commit himself again, he will 100% be invested and would be back. So it is possible that Bad Bunny could come back, but at the same time, he had a really good. He actually had a really good showing at WrestleMania. I think it was night 1, if I remember right. I actually have the book here with me. Let me. Was it night 1? Yeah, night 1. Night 1 of this past year's WrestleMania. It was actually the second to last match on the card. It was Priest and Bunny against Miz and Morrison back when they were still a tag team. Now Miz and Morrison are done. But anyway, yeah, that was a really, really crazy matchup. But Damian Priest or I guess Bad Bunny, he took it seriously. He took that shit very seriously, and basically just took Miz and Morrison to the limit at WrestleMania. And Damian Priest's record as of now, since being moved to the main roster, is now 21-3. The only 3 losses that they has are the Royal Rumble, a 15-man battle royal, and a 2-on-1 handicap match, which I think was against Miz and Morrison, if my memory serves correct. But other than that, Damian Priest has been on a huge roll since joining the main roster, and now he's the United States champion, which is insane. And he's only been on the main roster since January, so just throughout most of this whole year, which is insane. But Bad Bunny returning, if the time, as Damian Priest mentioned, if the timing is right, it is possible for him to come back. Odds are, we might see them against, I don't know, maybe Lashley and MVP. It is possible, but only time will tell as far as like when he'll come back. But who knows? Or it could be against Styles. It could be against AJ Styles and Omos, or it could be against Sheamus and a partner of his choice. And the possibilities are endless when it comes to Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. And Bad Bunny is a multi-platinum recording artist. For those who have not seen Bad Bunny or have not listened to any of his music, not only is he a multi-platinum recording artist, I believe he's the only. I believe the first. I think he had gotten his first Grammy? Was it Grammy? I think it is a Grammy. I don't remember. I think it is a Grammy. A Grammy Award winning artist for his song Booker T, which was paying homage to the Hall of Famer Booker T. But yeah, again, Priest coming back, Bad Bunny coming back. It is possible, but only time will tell. As far as like when he'll come back, I would probably estimate once his tour comes to a close. Because I know that he's currently doing, he's been doing commercials for like, he's been doing beer commercials and whatnot. So I would estimate sometime next year, once his tour comes to a close, because I know that he's going to be doing a tour next year in 2022, which honestly I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see how the tour plays out. But again, Bad Bunny coming back, I love it. I'm down. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So that being said, WrestleMania coming back to 2 nights. So if you guys remember, last year's WrestleMania, we had no fans. When we had no fans inside the Performance Center, WrestleMania was on 2 nights, and the card, I had to get my book, was absolutely stacked, like really stacked. You had excuse me. You had Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. You had Edge versus Randy Orton in the Last Man Standing match. You had Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's title. Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's title. John Cena versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt in a Firefly Funhouse match. Very weird. You had Goldberg versus Braun Strowman for the Universal title. You had Undertaker versus AJ Styles in a Boneyard match. Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens in a no disqualification match. Baron Corbin, or back when he was King Corbin, versus Elias. You had Bayley, Lacey Evans, Tamina, Naomi, and Sasha Banks, and originally Dana Brooke, but injuries, of course. In a fatal 5-way for the SmackDown Women's title. You had Sami Zayn versus Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental title. The Street Profits versus Austin Theory and Angel Garza for the Raw Tag titles. Andrade was out with an injury. We all know what the injury is, of course. So Austin Theory ended up taking over. Now he's back in NXT. And we all know why. We had Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. We had Miz and Morrison. We had John Morrison versus Jimmy Uso versus Kofi Kingston, which they were all representing their own tag team. You know, Morrison representing both the Miz, him and Miz. Jimmy Uso representing him and his brother, and of course Kofi Kingston representing the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Titles, which was a ladder match. And then of course we had Otis versus Dolph Ziggler, the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and Asuka against Nikki ASH, or against Nikki Cross back then, and Alexa Bliss for the women's tag titles. And then we had Drew Gulak versus Cesaro and Liv Morgan versus Natalya, both on the kickoff shows for both nights. And then this past year's WrestleMania, which the show, both nights had exactly 25,675 fans, and the card was actually even more stacked than last year's. You had Reigns versus Edge and Daniel Bryan for the Universal title. Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's title. Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. The New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos for the Raw Tag titles. Asuka and Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's title. Miz and Morrison against Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. We talked about that moments ago. Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon in a steel cage. The Fiend versus Randy Orton in The Fiend's last match ever in WWE, which I'm being honest right now, that should not have happened. Bray Wyatt leaving, being fired from WWE should not have happened. That rivalry should have lasted a bit longer, in my honest opinion. Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. Big E versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental title in a Nigerian drum fight, which was kind of an odd one. Very odd. We've seen a lot of odd matches, and a Nigerian drum fight is about as odd as it's going to get. But it was a street fight, so hey. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. We had Logan Paul show up at WrestleMania, which nobody wanted to see that. Just like nobody wanted to see Logan Paul show up to Raw last week. Yeah. Who wants to see Logan Paul on Raw? Seriously, what the hell? Riddle versus Sheamus for the United States title, and then of course we had tag team turmoil where the winners would face Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag team titles. This show, WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, will be the first time in 2 years, in well over 2 years, that it's going to be full capacity crowd. Full crowd. However, if it goes both nights, excuse me. Not only will this not only will this be across 2 nights, but if it does go across 2 nights, it'll be a full crowd, and the card will be 10 times more stacked than we had ever thought before. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane. I am looking forward to it. Who knows? Maybe you might see me there. Who knows? Stupid Fire Stick. Fire Stick kind of screwed me over there. Anyway, it is possible that it could go across 2 nights. Obviously, because of for the most obvious reasons, meaning the fact that the last several years, a lot of the WrestleMania cards have had more than have had at least 13 matches and whatnot, but I believe WrestleMania 33 had 13 matches on the card. WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans had 14 matches on the card. And then WrestleMania 35, when it was in MetLife Stadium, had 16 matches on the card, which is nuts. And then last year's WrestleMania had 18 matches on the card. This past year we had, I believe, 14? Yeah. We have 14 matches on the card. So I'm actually looking forward to it. Again, maybe you guys might see me there. I might take Yu-Gi-Oh, take it over to WrestleMania challenge for the Universal title. Who the hell knows? You never know. But you guys know, your boy's trying to get in. So WWE, I know you guys are probably watching my videos. Sign me up, guys. What's up? Let's go. I'm game. In fact, let your voices be heard. If you guys want to see me in WWE, let your voices be heard. Go to Twitter, go to Instagram, let them know what's up. Let them know. Let your voices be heard. Let your voices be heard. I'm game. I'm ready. Let's go. But as far as we know, nothing has been confirmed yet. But we do know, as far as we know, apparently The Rock will compete at WrestleMania in Dallas. Rumor has it that it might be against Roman Reigns for the Universal title, if Reigns is still champion by then. But only time will tell. But that being said, NXT planning another Halloween Havoc. This is an interesting one because with the new changes to NXT, there's been reports saying that there are plans to hold another Halloween Havoc this coming October. And although it's not official, it would suggest it would be on October 26th, which is the most likely date for for Halloween Havoc. However, though, we do know that the past few weeks, and the NXT shows have been taped, and as far as we know, next week's episode of NXT will be the final taped show before things go back to live format for the for NXT, and this will come on September 14th when we have the wedding of Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis. Honestly, I'm excited for that. I can't wait to see things go very badly. You guys know when it comes to weddings, they don't... Literally, weddings in WWE, they don't mix so well. It's like watching a good anime with your ex-girlfriend or your ex-wife or something like that. It's not gonna mix so well because, or I guess rather, or you know what? I take that back. I take that back. I take that back. It's like showing up to your ex-girlfriend's wedding. I'll say it like that. It doesn't end well. It does not end well whatsoever. I'm telling you guys, it's not going to end well. I could potentially see Gargano getting, ruining Dexter Lumis's, ruining the wedding, or even Candice LeRae. It is possible, but if you guys remember, the last time we had Halloween Havoc, Johnny Gargano had defeated Damian Priest to become North American Champion for I believe for the third time in his career. No, I think maybe the second time. Yeah, the second time in his career. And Gargano is the only 3-time North American Champion ever, but Samoa Joe, the only 3-time NXT Champion ever, which is insane. And this also comes to the fact that on that night, Io Shirai had retained her NXT Women's title in a TLC match, or I guess a TLS, tables, ladders, and scares match against Candice LeRae, where the only way to win is to climb a scary ladder and retrieve the title, basically. So, as far as like what we can expect from this upcoming Halloween Havoc, I would say the same thing that we saw last year, but we don't know. We don't know if it will happen. Nothing's been confirmed yet. But if it happens, I would definitely love to see the NXT Women's title defended against Frankie Monet. That would be a good matchup for Raquel Gonzalez to go up against a woman, a top caliber star like Frankie Monet or someone like Mandy Rose. That would be incredible challenge for Raquel Gonzalez. But only time will tell. As far as only time will tell. Only time will tell. As far as we know, nothing's been confirmed. We might see another Halloween Havoc, but I can definitely see something like that happening. But again, if it does happen, expect it on October 26th. Expect it. So that is going to do it for this video. That brings me to the question of the day. What match do you guys want to see on Halloween Havoc if it is confirmed? So let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys want more WWE news videos, which gets posted every Thursday. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well, so you guys can send in your fan mail. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.